Hey guys, Fire here, and today we're back on Anime Guardians. I decided I would go ahead and actually start showcasing the new units. I wasn't really in a rush to do so, because I'm pretty sure you guys have already gotten them and seen them. They really do not take long to get, like, at all. Now, first we're going to be doing Rimuru here. Rimuru is arguably the best unit in the update. Personally, I still believe Ainz is better, regardless of what the tier list says. I just personally believe Ainz is better, but it's not a big deal. What we'll do is we will go over the passives, and then we'll go ahead and take Rimuru into like the 1000% world boss and whatnot, and see how he performs there, and maybe, just maybe, the 3 God stage. Or Kurumi stage. I don't know. We'll figure out exactly what 2 or 3 stages we'll do. It depends on the performance from Rimuru in the world boss. Now, we'll go ahead and look over his passives. This is his cosmetic, by the way. It's pretty nice. But we'll go ahead and go over what he does. So, his first passive is Void Authority, Devour Continuum. And basically, it's every 5 hits, he applies a mark that, can only be applied to 5 enemies at once, and then they take 15% increased damage from Rimuru specifically. And if a marked enemy dies, they explode, which deals 5% max HP to all nearby enemies, and he gains 10% imaginary data stacks. If 3 or more enemies are marked, Rimuru releases a Void Pulse, which deals 180% of base attack to nearby enemies, which means not including his buffs and whatnot, if you aren't aware of that. His second passive, Imaginary Computation Core. This is his Imaginary Data passive. He gains imaginary data whenever he attacks an enemy, and gains an additional stack if they have a special status effect, which it caps out at 200. Every 20 stacks, it increases his damage by 8%, and at 100 stacks, he gains 40% damage, and another 80% at 200 stacks. So whenever it maxes out, he's getting 100... I'm not going to do all the math, but he's getting a lot of attack, basically. Okay, so at 60 stacks, his attacks will inflict Void Erosion, blah, 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 which can only stack up 3 times, which causes enemies to lose the amount of like the stacks. So if you have the max amount, it would be doing 3% of their HP every second for 3 seconds. So it would do like 9% HP, which is pretty good. The duration does refresh on hit. At 100 stacks, whenever he attacks the same enemy 4 times, it triggers Imaginary Collapse, which deals 6% max HP with a 8-second cooldown. At 150 stacks, enemies that die within range trigger Void Burst, dealing 1% of max HP to nearby enemies, and it grants him instantly 5 stacks. And at 200, he enters True Imaginary Dominion, which gives him 35% increased damage, and every 25 stacks beyond grant another 5% damage, and he can't be stunned. So, yeah, there's quite a bit to him to memorize. It's just a lot of max HP and whatnot, but he is pretty good. We'll go ahead and take him into the world boss first. This is what skill tree stuff I have on him. I can go ahead and put in 2 more points, but it's not going to really matter because it's just 2 skill points, you know? And I'm pretty sure... Okay. I'm pretty sure it's just... what's it called? Like HP and whatnot, which does not matter in the stages we're doing right now. So we'll go ahead and cut into the world boss first, and we'll see how he performs there. Okay guys, we're here in the world boss. This is of course 1000%. I did realize that it was just my Roblox having connectivity issues. Of course I didn't disconnect or anything, but for some reason everything was just taking a hot minute to load. We'll go ahead and place the Wagaries and Subaru Lusts, of course. If you're wondering what artifact I do have on him, it is the Abyssal Spine Reaver. It is pretty good. I have the Infernal Spine Blade on Shinra, so I wanted to leave it on him. But he has 2 abilities. As you can see, he's actually doing quite a bit to the boss. He has 2 abilities. His first ability causes all enemies to be stunned for 10 seconds, and he does 999% of his attack continuously. And his second ability is, again, continuously dealing 999% of his attack to all enemies on the stage while it's active. Oh no, okay, so the first one is not continuous. My bad. I don't know why I read that as continuous, but it was not continuous. So it looks like Rimuru can kill without even using his abilities, which is kind of crazy. And if he can't, I'll just go ahead and pop. Okay, so it looks like he might actually not, just barely not. So we'll just go ahead and pop the ability real quick. But regardless, it is pretty good. We'll go ahead and restart the stage real quick, and we will see just how much he does with the ability. I'm going to go ahead and place him a little further back so he's not instantly hitting the boss. So we can go ahead and see what he's looking like with just his nuke. So as you can see, he is not hitting the boss now. We'll go ahead and pop the ability and see how much it does to the boss. It does do some pretty good damage. As you can see, it just did about half of his health. And then we'll pop the Devourer, which isn't quite as strong. Like, it is still really strong, but like it's not quite as strong for burst damage. Okay, see? The two abilities didn't really kill. Sorry about that, guys. I had to take a second. But as you can see, Rimuru is pretty good in this stage. He's pretty good everywhere so far. But what we will go ahead and do is I'll finish up this stage, and then I'll go over into the Kurami stage, and we'll see how he performs there. I will see you guys there. Okay, guys, we are here in the Rimuru stage. Now, obviously, I'm going to place a Rimuru down here, but what I'm going to do is place one Rimuru here and another one up top. I will place a blast with both of them. But obviously I'm going to go around and destroy the clocks for pretty clear reasons. I don't think I need to explain why. I don't think we want my SBA being at like 24,000 or whatever it gets up to. I don't actually remember. He destroyed, I mean, she destroyed my Rimuru. That's not cool. He's gone. See, 1,900 second SBA. I don't think that's very desirable. I don't know. I may be wrong though. Go ahead and destroy the clock. Then we will see how much he does to this Kurami. And I'm going to go up here, obviously. Now, I did not bring Typhon because 1, showcase, and 2, Typhon got nerfed. So I don't feel like she's needed for everything ever now. She's still really good, don't get me wrong. She still executes anything under 25% HP. But it's not really absolutely necessary. But as you can see, Rimuru does do pretty good damage to Kurami. It's not the most insane damage known to man or anything, but it is damage nonetheless. The abilities aren't really going to be doing much because, as far as I remember, they take like much less damage from active skill cooldown. I mean, active skills. Maybe not. It's actually just the 95% damage reduction. I mean, either way, it's still really good. Rimuru is a strong unit. Do I think Rimuru is stronger than Shinra? I think they are pretty equal, personally. I don't really agree with what the tier list says in the server. For my own opinions, I rate units a little differently than just how much damage they do, you know? And Rimuru obviously does do really good damage, but obviously it's still just max HP percent, which Shinra also does. I mean, for example, if I just placed a Shinra right now, sure, he doesn't have the Infernal Spine Blade, but he would probably just wipe a little faster. Maybe not, but see, it's not really insanely faster or anything. It is faster, but not by a whole lot. And that's also because it was 2 units at the same time, not just 1. But either way, that's going to be all for today's video. I don't have much else to show, because Rimuru is a good unit. I do intend to showcase Ainz and Kaneki as well. I will likely be doing that tomorrow. Well, not both of them. I will likely upload Ainz's showcase tomorrow, and then Kaneki's the day after, so I have some content to spread out a little bit. But regardless, I wanted to get this out for you guys, so you have something to watch, and that's going to be all. If you guys did enjoy it, please consider subscribing, so it'll help me out a lot, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace.